we just kind of want to make sure that there are, if you have any questions, maybe Kim, maybe you can get started with if there has been any update since the last time that we had on the, for the conference. And I can think about, one is the travel service management. I think the issue of the bank transfer or the issue of Western Union is new since we had the last meeting. So maybe you want to give an overview of that.
Okay,
and
sure.
we can go to the questions.
So for the travel management services, this is to help delegates reserve flights from Lagos to Ilorin and back, and also to book the hotel reservations for most of the hotels for both conferences, with the exception of Sheraton Hotel, which will accept international credit cards, but most of the hotels will only accept local currency, Nigerian naira. So the travel management agency will help with this by developing an invoice based on what your needs are, how many nights you need to stay at which hotel, and which days you need to take a flight. So by filling this out, you will receive an invoice within a couple of days when filling out the form. And on it, I'll try to pull one up as an example, but you will see the account information for the CAPTC Foundation in Nigeria. And so you should be able to do a couple of things in order to pay this. There's wire transfer, which will be from bank to bank. And we just found out with a delegate attempting to do this just yesterday that you might need the SWIFT code, which we have now included on the invoices. So if your invoices is not updated to reflect that, just let us know. We can provide the code. If you need the local address, we can also provide that. But I think the most important thing you'll need is just the account number. So we looked at MoneyGram for paying this, and they'll allow using credit cards, but we did see that with some institutions there might be policies regarding using a credit card online to pay. So just make sure that you're in compliance with your own institution. Otherwise, that seems to be a good way to pay with credit card is MoneyGram. We can link you to that if that's your preferred method. So just let me pull an example up.
While Kim is pulling up the example for the travel service management, I'll be happy to just sort of give an overview of what is going on and how the travel schedule is, so that everybody can have a good understanding of, you know, especially for those who are coming out of West Africa. You know, people in West Africa, they're going to be okay. For those who are traveling out of West Africa, we want to make sure that you're very comfortable. And we are going to have some of our local organizing committee representatives on this particular call. So if you have any questions, you know, they may be able to answer your questions. So just to give you an overview, as you know, there are two conferences that are being organized. There is the Science of Global Prostate Cancer Disparities Conference, which is going to be at the University of Ilorin in Kwara State in Ilorin. Kwara State is sort of like in the middle belt of Nigeria. And it's a very, very peaceful city. It's actually one of the most peaceful city. And that's one of the primary reasons that we chose to do the conference at Ilorin. And that is going to be held November 7th through the 10th. The second conference is going to be the inaugural Global Oncology Clinical Trials Congress, which is going to be held in Lagos. And Lagos is, like, you know, the metropolitan city of Nigeria and one of the most visited places in Africa. So that one is going to be November 12th through the 14th. And we do have people who are going to be attending both the conferences, and we have people who are only doing the prostate cancer conference and those who are only doing the clinical trials conference. So as it is now, and Kim, please correct me if I'm wrong, for majority of the people who are going to be going to the Ilorin conference, they are either going to get in on November 5th or they are going to get in on November 6th. The group that is getting in on November 6th are mostly the group that is attending the AACR Cancer Disparities Conference in New Orleans, and so they are constrained and won't be able to get in until November 6th. So whether you get in on November 5th or November 6th, you would need to spend the night in Lagos, because the travel flight to Ilorin only takes place at 7 a.m. in the morning. So we have made arrangements for the hotels that you can stay in Lagos, and we have made arrangements for shuttle for you. We have also made arrangement for protocol service. The University of Ilorin protocol service will actually meet you when you get out, and we are making the arrangements so that they will actually meet our delegates right before you go through the immigration. So they're going to be there to support you through coming through immigration, support you through getting your luggage, and support you to the shuttle that will take you to your hotel. So you sleep over in Lagos, and the shuttle will pick you up in time to meet your local flight to Ilorin at 7 a.m. the next day. When you get to Ilorin, the local organizing committee have already had a shuttle that they're going to provide free for all our delegates in Ilorin. They will take you to your hotel, and then they will take you, and there are shuttles that are free that will take you to the conference. So we are all set with that arrangement. We are asking that everybody, especially those who are not West African or who are not coming from West Africa, to please complete the travel service management. Whether you need our help or not, just complete the travel service management and let us know whether you need our help. The reason we are asking you to complete this is because we want to know when you get in, we want to know when you leave. We are going to make sure that you are supported, throughout your stay in Nigeria, and make sure that you have a very safe as well as a very pleasant stay in Nigeria. If you are coming out of West Africa, we have organized to have local CAPTC investigators be your personal host. So we're looking to actually designating one person to you starting October 15, so you can correspond with them from the beginning, and you can ask them questions as you're coming down on anything that you want to ask them. And when you get to the conference, they will be there at the conference, and they would be your personal host. So anything that you need, they will be happy to work with you on that. So once the conference finishes in Ilorin October 10, we are asking everybody, whether you are coming to the Lagos conference or not, that you leave Ilorin on November 10. And the reason that we're asking that you leave Ilorin on November 10, which is the last day of the conference, is because the flight out of Ilorin is at 6 p.m. So even if you are not attending the clinical trials conference in Lagos, you still need to leave that day so that you can make your flight in Lagos. So if you leave November 10 at 6 p.m., you will need to stay at a hotel again in Lagos. Now, this is for those who are not attending the Clinical Trials Congress. So you will need to stay at a hotel in Lagos. Now, note that the excursion to the transatlantic slave trade is on November 11. So we do have delegates who are returning on November 11, but they still want to participate in the transatlantic slave trade tour. So you would be asked to sleep over on November 10. You can check out the morning of November 11. I believe we're going to leave Lagos for the tour most probably between 6 and 6:30. We will a.m. in the morning. We will confirm that later on. We will help you put your bags in one of the Lagos conference headquarters, so you don't have to worry about your bags. Your bags will be kept safely. You will then go to the tour. You should be back plenty of time to make your flight out of Lagos on November 11th for those who are not going to be attending the Clinical Trials Congress. So everything is set, everything is smooth. We just need to know, about your movement getting in and getting out. So please, everybody has to complete the travel service management. If you are coming out of West Africa, please complete the travel service management. For those who are going to be attending the Clinical Trials Congress, so you have a few days, you have a couple of days, in addition to the Friday that you have that we have the transatlantic slave trade. We are also organizing additional excursions that will take place on Saturday, and that you can enjoy. You can choose to just stay at your hotel and relax and walk, or you can choose to go to these group excursions that we have. So by Monday, we've already confirmed the group excursion, the popular Fela Kuti music excursion, and we'll put that on the website. We have other things that we are going to also add to the website. There's been a couple of people who are going to also on Monday have Monday free. One of the things that we are looking at for those of you that might have is go to have group excursions to neighboring cities. For example, my beautiful hometown of Abeokuta is very close to Lagos, and that is where we have what is known as the Oluma Rock. This is one of the great wonders in Africa, and the Oluma Rock is actually the rock that when we had, I think it was the Civil War. I hope I'm right. For those who are in Nigeria, if I'm getting this wrong, please let me know. But this is where people were hiding from the war, and it has beautiful, landscape. And you can climb the rock. And I think there's a recent show on TV that actually showed the Oluma Rock, which I think you would love to visit. And I'm trying to also work it out so that you can pay a visit to my hometown king, the Alaki of Egba land as well. So we have numerous things that are ongoing. You can stay in your hotel, but you can also take the time. We have the Nikkei Art Gallery that you can also visit. So a lot of the stuff, we're going to update the website by Monday on the additional stuff that is going on. The Global Oncology Clinical Trials Conference, although it's starting on November 14, we do have an ASCO collaborative workshop on November 13th. So we are partnering with the US ASCO organization to host a pre-conference that is free. You don't have to register for it outside your normal registration for the clinical trials. That is going to take place on November 13th, and that is going to be posted on the website. It's going to take place at one of one of the newest CAPTISI sites. It's called SynLab, an outstanding lab for pathology and for other stuff. So it's going to take place there, and we're going to have the meeting as well as have a tour of the lab, and we will have shuttle to take you to the SynLab. And then we will have the Oncology Clinical Trials Conference at Sheraton Hotel on November 14 and 16. For those who did not come to the prostate cancer conference, they will get a chance to go to their own transatlantic slave trade tour on November 16th, so that everybody has a chance to be able to visit, as well as other things that's going on. So that's kind of like a broad summary of what is happening with respect to both conferences. The local organizing committee for both have been working, I have to tell you, extremely hard. The headquarters for our conferences, especially Nisa and Kim, I've had sleepless nights helping to put this together. So, there are a few bugs that we are working through, that we have had to walk through. We want to appreciate you and thank you for your patience, as this is the first time that we're going to have these global conferences in Africa. So I think everything now you should have solved everything that needs to be solved. Nisa and Kim, is there anything else that I'm leaving out in the overview for both conferences?
No, I think that covers a lot of it. And like I said, I would like to take the opportunity to answer people-specific question. So someone asked, when's the deadline for paying the invoice? And that depends on when you've received your invoice. We'll give you about 7 days to make a payment on it, just so we can ensure that they've received it. And then our coordinator in Nigeria, Ruth, is going to go and purchase your tickets individually for you. So she'll need to withdraw the money and, of course, visit the airlines and the hotels to make those reservations on your behalf. So we'll be working with you on that after we receive payment. And I just want to...
A quick question, Kim. When is the absolute last day, though? Because, you know, since people are getting in on November 5th, we need to have an absolute last day that the payment has to be made. And that's the key, because I'm a little bit worried that there are a lot of people we are booking for, and once the flight is filled, then our only other option would be ground transportation to drive down.
Yeah.
The 5-hour drive. So I just want to make sure that if we don't have the answer now, let's get the answer.
We decided the absolute latest date, and this is like really pushing it, is October 26th. So that's when all of the payments need to have been made and your registration included, to make sure that you are counted in our itineraries and schedules, that we will be making sure that you're held accountable. Other than that, it will be more of registering on site, and it'll become a little more difficult to make the payments for the airlines, as Dr. Demna was saying. So we want to say October 26th is the absolute latest. And I'll go ahead and show the itinerary now. So this is the example invoice. So it'll have the bank, the account number, the name, SWIFT code. If you need a person to address it to, that is Dr. Paul Dribburn. You would just include his first and last name and the address in case you need that. And so based on what you've requested, you will either get one for the prostate cancer conference and the clinical trials, or only one of each if you're only attending one, not the other. So the information that we requested on your invoice will be included on here. And this can be something that you can turn around and submit back to your institution if you're getting reimbursed. So everything will be included in Nigerian Naira, and we've included a link for you to see the actual real-time market exchange. So that fluctuates. So whenever you receive your invoice and when you make the payment, there might be some discrepancy, but not too much, as we haven't seen anything that's super different. So we'll include your flights, shuttles, hotel reservations on the invoice, anything that you need us to help you pay for locally, and then the one-time fee to help process everything. And our coordinator is going to go out to the airlines and the hotels to make your reservations as well. So that's what that looks like. And so far, I think this is all the information that you'll need. If you need anything else specific, depending on your method of payment, we suggested bank wire or like MoneyGram services. If you're doing something different than that, that requests information, just let us know. But I think this is ultimately the most information that you might need. So that's included on the cover page. And if you've just submitted a form, then you should expect to have this invoice within a couple of days.
Okay, are there any questions at this point in time? Do we have any of the local organizing committee members that maybe can give us a little bit of update if possible?
Hi, this is Dicey. Can I ask a question first?
Sure, go ahead, Dicey.
Hi, can you pay by PayPal?
No, we don't. I don't think we have the option of PayPal. It's the same issue. The issue is that majority of of what needs to be paid for, they don't accept US credit cards.
Okay.
That's the problem. So the only thing that we can do, you can still use your credit card, but it has to be going through, what is the company called, Kim?
MoneyGram?
MoneyGram.
MoneyGram.
Yeah, so you have to go. So if MoneyGram accepts PayPal, then you can use PayPal.
Oh, I have no idea. Okay, I
Yeah.
can check out
So
MoneyGram.
MoneyGram is like Walmart base, and they are
Oh, okay.
online, and there's a way to use credit card to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it's like MoneyGram is a US based, is Walmart based, US Walmart based company. And so if you pay with them, they deposit it directly to, they send it directly to
Okay.
person in Nigeria. Yes.
Okay, and one other question has to do with any of the tours that are being organized. If they're not already on the site at the point that you pay, can you pay when you get there?
Yes, you can pay when you get there. It's just that it helps the organizer. So the shuttle buses that are going to be used, so they're going to come, with a driver. They're going to come with your top person, and then they're going to come with security. So it allows them to plan how many shuttle buses.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Somebody said MoneyGram is like Western Union. Yes, it is like Western Union. Yes.
Oh, okay. I've never used it.
It's like
Okay.
Western Union. Western Union is more expensive.
Okay.
That's why we went with MoneyGram. Your cost to pay is more expensive with Western Union. MoneyGram is affiliated with Walmart, and it's really very simple and very cheap to pay through that. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Hello, this is Victoria. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, hi. Where would the venue be for the oncology clinical trials in Blacks?
It's at Sheraton. So okay, so I'm glad you're asking that. So okay, so let me just kind of go back and just explain very well. The very first one, so the conference is actually from November 14th through the 16th, but we have an ASCO collaborative pre-conference that is going to take place on Tuesday the 13th, and that is going to occur at SynLab, one of our sites in SynLab. On October 14 and 15, the conference is going to be at the Sheraton Hotel Ikeja. So, we have, you can choose to stay at Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja, but they are a little bit less expensive hotels that we have contracted with. They are all listed on the website. And then the 16 is the tour, the Transatlantic Slave Trade Tour. Now, there is a community engagement program for patients, advocates, and the publics that focus on clinical trials that is going to concurrently take place on November 14, I believe. And that one is going to actually occur at Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. So we do have concurrent programs taking place, but the actual scientific conference is going to be at Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja.
Okay. Thank you. 14th and 15th, Sheraton. Okay.
Yes. And then we have the pre-conference one, the ASCO pre-conference one at SynLab. Everything is on the website. We are going to, by next week, we are expect that by next week, the full agenda will be on the website as well.
Okay. So, and with regards the form, the management travel services. So we just go on the website, fill it in, and then just go on. And then, even if we're not going to use the services, but just still complete it, that we're coming.
Yes, to know that we want to know that you're coming. So let me just kind of clear that out. So if you're not going to use any services, we are going to still have the protocol group assist you. That one is free. It's courtesy of University of Ilorin, and we thank them for that services. But that means that you're going to have to find shuttle to the hotel yourself, so you make your own arrangement, because we wouldn't count you towards doing the shuttle. I just want to be clear on that. Lagos shuttle is not free. we are paying for that. So, but we want to know where, when you're arriving, we want to make sure that we are there for your arrival. We want to make sure that you're comfortable. Yeah, Victoria, I know you can do this yourself. You probably have somebody to pick you up, but let's just know, we want to know when you're arriving, when you're leaving.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Hello.
Yes.
This is Dr. Kukwala from Ilorin, LOC chairman.
Yes. Dr. Kukwala is the chair of the local organizing committee. And, please go ahead, Dr. Kukwala.
It's concerning fund transfer. It's not possible for banks in the US to help with transferring money to the Captive Foundation account in Nigeria.
Yes. So, yeah, they can do that. That's another option. The problem is, this is the problem. For a lot of the people who are coming from the US, they are traveling on their institutional,
Okay.
they have to use their, they have to use their institutional credit card. And for wire transfer, if their institution is going to do wire transfer for them, then captives in Nigeria would have to become a vendor of that institution, and it may take 2 weeks to get them to get approved. So we're suggesting 2 ways. People can do either of the 2 ways. It was because I think the first one that we had was wire transfer, and it wasn't working for some people. So we have to figure out. A lot of people would say, we want to use our credit card. This is not working for us. So we had to, so we had to do that. So yes, they can do both ways. And Kim, I'm assuming both ways are posted, right? In the information that you're sending out, right?
Yeah, they will have all the information in order to select what's best for them.
Yeah. So people can do either one. They can either do the wire transfer, or they can pay with the credit card through money.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have one question. Falaki, as you mentioned about the institutional concerns about wire transfers. So for some institutions, we can still do the bank wire transfer, but there's that extra paperwork that's needed still, which is a W-8 bend. So how do we get that completed?
I think we have given it to Dr. Jibril, right, Kim? And Dr. Jibril is completing it right now, right?
Yeah, Dr. Jibril and Ruth.
Yes, so they are completing it.
Okay.
And they will send it to you.
Right, okay.
Thank you, Camille. While we are on that, Kim, could you go ahead and just shoot Ruth and Dr. Jibril a reminder?
Yeah, Ruth says she's working on it.
Okay, great. Okay, any other questions? I mean, it's just that Dr. Popola, what will the weather be like? People are supposed to, let me just tell you, we are supposed to dress, conference dressing, but still be comfortable. But what should they expect with respect to weather?
Weather in November in Nigeria is warm. We expect very few rains, so you could have temperature up to 23 degrees, 22, 23 degrees in the afternoon. May get a bit cooler in the evening, but generally very bright weather in November. And early in the morning, there may be what we call harmattan, which is we have some hazy weather, it may be a bit cool in the morning, but by 8, 9 a.m. in the morning, it's very bright, sunny day.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else that you want to share about Ilorin, Dr. Pokwala?
Well, Ilorin is a peaceful place, harmonious city, where the people are very friendly. So we look forward to welcoming you all to Ilorin.
Okay. Thank you. And, for people who have attended our conferences before, and people have been asking me that is going to take, similar format. Yes, it's going to take similar format, especially for the prostate cancer one. As we all know, the world is for prostate cancer, our prostate cancer conference, we do have a special get together for females. So we are going to have the Queen's Ball for those of you who have never attended our conferences before, for the Queen's Ball, we have an opportunity for, gospel gathering together, because we are going to be holding it in Lorry, Nigeria this time around. We're going to also have sister circle for our Muslim sisters, and then we are going to do what we call the Queen's Reception. And Camille, I'm going to mute you so you can talk. The Queen's Reception, we usually have a competition in which the African American and African and the Caribbeans sort of compete at various levels, especially in dancing. And I think African have been taking yeah. Okay, Camille, I'll tell the truth. The Caribbean won the last time. So we are now in Africa, so expect that Africa is going to win this time. That's all I'm going to say.
We will see.
Oh, well, let me tell you. We are going to recruit professional dancers. So we will create and recruit professional dancers. Caribbean is not getting the title this year around. No. We are in Africa. That's not going to happen. So we do try as much as possible. We do have fun, so we want you to come for the science, but we always say that we want you coming back because you will fall in love with Nigeria. Are there any other questions that we can help answer? Okay. Kim, Nisa, is there anything else that you feel we need to?
Just for anyone who is not familiar with Celsius, 2223 is like 75. Okay,
Nisa, I didn't hear you. Can you speak a little bit louder?
He was talking about the weather, and just for anyone who's not familiar with Celsius, 2223 is like 75.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Fahrenheit. Yeah. So, that's actually not hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds perfect weather.
Yeah, it's great weather. And for anybody who is staying extra days, we do have a couple of people that have reached out and said they are going to stay extra days outside the Clinical Trials Congress because they have family or they have other places to go. Just let us know so that you are aware. Other things that I wanted to briefly mention is that, number one, even if there are, as Kim has been sending out these messages, there are two ways for you to get your visa. You can either get your visa in wherever you are, at a Nigerian embassy or Nigerian High Commission. And I think our local organizing committee chair, Dr. Kokola, has been extremely responsive to providing the letter of invitation to those who have said that they want to get their visa. The advantage of this is that it allows you to get a visa that will be more than 1 or 2 weeks, and it allows you to get multiple entry visa if you foresee that you may want to go back to Nigeria for other reasons, professional or just to visit. So you may want to do that. For those that are requested for visa on entry, Dr. Kokola has also been extremely responsive. Their names have been forwarded to the immigration service so that their visa would be available when they come in. Please note that although your visa will be available when you come in, please have all your paperwork handy. All your paperwork. Proof that you have registered for the conference, you need to have that. All the paperwork that is requested by immigration service, proof of yellow fever vaccination. Please just have everything. Although the protocol service of the University of Ilorin will be there, we cannot not meet the required policies and procedures for immigration. So please make sure that you have everything. If you have any doubts and you have any questions, please email captc at cop.ufl.edu. Just email us and let us know.
Malaki, is that list of all the paperwork on the website?
Kim?
For the visa, yes.
Yes.
Under,
So that,
yeah.
okay.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure, just, as a point of reference, to make sure that at least we can go there to do our checklist to make sure we have everything.
Yeah. Kim, can you pull up the prostate cancer conference website and just kind of walk people through that conference website again as I'm talking? Because I think it's very important that people, see that, and we know that we have everything in there.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that everything is right as you come in with your visa. I've also gotten a couple of questions about people who want to purchase art with Nikkei Art Gallery. Yes, you can, and you don't have to carry it with you. They will mail it to you, so you can buy it, pay for Federal Express, and you don't have to worry about carrying it with you when you're going back. They will send it to your house, wherever you are. They do this all the time, so there will be no problem in them sending whatever art that you want to purchase back to you. I'm trying to think whether there's anything else. Yeah, we just another thing to just kind of mention is that please don't wander along on your own. We have done everything possible to list excursions and things that you might be interested in. Another thing that I don't think we've mentioned before is, we up to the point that, we actually, for those who may be interested in buying braid wigs, we have, talked with local contacts to make it available to you so that you can pre-order and they will get it to you. So for a whole day to get your hair braided, you can just wear it in 2 seconds if you pre-order it. So we have that with you. Oh, I just saw. Could you please mute your phone if you're talking? Okay, I just saw an email, a chat from Renee, which is very important. If you are in US, UK, or wherever you are, please register with the US Department of State. And I think UK also has the same thing, registered with the UK Department of State. That registration allows you to tell them where you are traveling to, give the local number, and also so that the embassy in Nigeria, the US Embassy in Nigeria, or the UK Art Commission in Nigeria, they know where you are. And if nothing is going to happen, but it's just for the purpose of being safe. So register your trip on the US Department of State, register your trip from the UK Department of State. I don't know what they call this, UK something. And I'm sure there are other countries also have means of you registering your trip so that the embassy in Nigeria would know that you are traveling down for that meeting. Thank you, Rennie. That's very helpful. So thank you, Maxine. Yeah, we've kind of the planning has been we are trying very hard to make sure that this is very pleasant planning for all of you. So I just have to say the kudos go to the local organizing committee, Ruth, Kim, and Nisa. They have worked so hard on this. So the kudos go to them. Okay, so Nisa, Kim, do you want to just kind of walk people through so that everybody knows how to find things on the website?
Yeah, of course. So when you land on the homepage, it just kind of walks you through the travel management services. And this is like a little infographic to help you know what things you will need to know before you fill out the form. So again, the flights, how you'll book on your own, but we'll need to know when you're arriving. So as Dr. Dudna mentioned, it's best to get there by the 5th or 6th at the latest in order to make it to the conference starting on the 7th. So you'll have that information ready for us and you'll fill out the form here. So we'll ask you, which conferences do you need services for? And then it'll take you through what are the options and services that you can request help for, such as shuttles, hotels, booking the local airline tickets from Ilorin to Lagos and back, and then the excursions. And so you can find more information about the excursions under this tab. So this is the Transatlantic Slave Trade Tour, which we highly recommend. And again, there's 2 dates offered. So just make sure you look at the time of your departure, because for people leaving the Global Prostate Cancer Conference, we recommend that you definitely have a later flight in the evening on the 11th or after that to make it to this excursion, as they'll be picking up early in the morning, but you'll be dropped off around 4:30. So for those that are leaving late that night, just make sure you have built in enough time to get to the airport and all of that. If you're going to the clinical trials conference, there will be 2 options for you. In case you come early, you can make it to the 11th, or if you are only coming for the clinical trials conference for the dates specified, there's the same option on the 16th. So those are some things to keep in mind. That's one excursion offer. There is the Nigeria Arts and Culture Experiences. So just look at the dates again. This one's only on Monday, the 12th, and Friday, the 16th. The cultural experiences is the 11th and the 16th, but there is a special note here that you should plan to stay overnight in Badagry. So this is really close to Lagos, and you'll have to work with us if you want more information on that, as you'll need to book a hotel in Badagry, but it will be your own responsibility. And then we'll be updating this with, as Dr. Denda mentioned, the Felakuti Shrine and some other fun options for the nights you'll be staying during the conference. So this is another reminder that registration is going to be open until the 26th, which is the absolute last date. So do your best to register before then, and we'll be able to keep an updated participant list so we know that who's coming. And also for people traveling in some of the major cities, we'll be able to hopefully help partner you up so that you can find a travel buddy, if that's possible. So we know that there's a group of people leaving from New Orleans in the US, so they can travel together. But if there's other locations where there might be someone in your area, we'll try to connect you to. So we just need you to register as soon as possible. There's going to be, in addition to an advocacy workshop, we'll also be adding medication management therapy workshop. So we'll be sending out the flyers for that with a link to a registration page. So that's going to be added soon. And then, the abstract information was already posted and passed, but if you need more information on the hotels, you can link here and it'll just show you the hotel pages. You can visit and see which you prefer. For people who receive...
Yeah, let me just quickly say the Savannah Hotel is all booked. So that is no longer available. Okay.
Right, so if you received a travel award, you've been pre-booked for Savannah Hotel, so you don't have to do anything. We'll take care of that. You just would have had to accepted your travel award. That's the only thing. For vaccination information, there's a couple links here that are helpful. If you're in the US, there's the CDC page. There's also a list of the recommended vaccines. So go to your health services and, oh wait, hold on. Okay, sorry. Okay, so, all right, so for the vaccination page, just make sure that you're in compliance with what's needed. The one that is definitely recommended is the yellow fever. So those are in short supply. Just do your best to find somewhere that will take you as soon as possible to make sure that you do get it. For the visa information, that's going to list everything that you need. If you need a conference welcome letter, such as for people who, speakers received it as an invitation to speak and that you'll be at the conference. If you're not a speaker, you're not presenting, but you need a welcome letter and you didn't receive one, please let us know. We'll definitely send you one that is personal to you. Your registration is going to be needed. Also, if you requested a visa on arrival with us, we have your passport information, and the local organizing committee, Dr. Popola, was in charge of sending that over to Nigerian immigration. So we'll be able to have those groups ready to go with their visa on arrival, but you still need to show up with all the proofs. So your registration and your immunization, so that once you arrive in Nigeria, they can check you through. So you're applying on your own through multiple entry visa, and you need a letter. Please let us know as soon as possible. Dr. Popola is drafting those for delegates who've requested them, and he can send you one as soon as he knows that you need one. So make sure that you get in contact with us. And I think that's basically the broad overview of this. We'll have more information posted as it comes along. There is a short schedule at a glance posted here. So you can take a look at the sessions and the dates for those. And we'll have more detailed programs once you arrive at the conference. So I think that's the gist of this. But yeah, we'll open up for questions again if anyone has specific questions on any of the either conferences or anything.
Thank you, Kim. I see that Renee has posted a few things, so let me quickly sort of note that. So one is one very important one is that for those who are going to be, going to Ilorin, you have to understand that the local flight, the allowance for the local flight is different from the allowance for international flights. So for example, for the local flights, you're only allowed a very small bag. What I would advise is that for those of you who plan to be at both the Ilorin and the Lagos conferences, before you leave wherever you are, can you separate your bags into two for what you would need in Ilorin and what you would need in Lagos? We will be happy to keep your bags for you. You can check in your bags with us for the bag that you need in Lagos, so that you don't have to carry everything with you to Ilorin, because there's so much allowance. And we have asked Ruth, Kim, I'm not sure whether Ruth is on. Kim, could you please make sure that Ruth confirms the allowance so that we can post it on the website?
Yeah, of course, sir.
Yeah. So if you need us to keep your bags for you, if you're going to be in Lagos, and you don't want to carry all your stuff with you, please let us know. We will be happy to do that luggage service for you. We have a conference headquarters in Lagos, and we will check in your bag and put it there. It will be very safe. Nothing will happen to your bag. Another thing is, okay, so yes, Renee just reminded me, a lot of the ladies, you might not know that Nigeria is very popular for outstanding makeup that really transforms your face. So we will try to set up a makeup person to come. We will announce the date later. It's going to be in Lagos though. So if you want to have that makeup person, sort of do the makeup for you, tie headgear for you, and you can take a photograph that you can have with you, everlasting, that shows a perfect, beautiful face, and headgear that is to talk about. We will have that organized for you. So Renee, I will put that up when I put up the updates on other things that people can have. So yes, you can sign up for the Nigeria makeup session. Also, Renee just noted that the immunization, what people need is the polio booster is what is required. So please make sure that you have, documented information about your polio booster as well. Okay, so Dr. Pokola just posted that there may be a need for participants once you have the approval, you may need to go online for people who have their visa on arrival. So once we hear back from immigration about your approval, please go online and pay for your visa before you come online, and then you bring the paperwork that you have paid. If not, I'm not sure. I think they may have the problem is that you might need to pay at the point of entry, but it's Naira and you won't have any Naira with you. So I think it's best once you get your approval to go online and have and make the payment online. So Dr. Pokuola, when will we be notified about their approval? Do we know yet? Do we know yet? Yes, go ahead.
Once we get information from the immigrations, I will make that known. Next week, we'll make inquiry. And once we get that, we'll let that be known to the information will pass on as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you. So once you get your approval, one of the things that we are going to make sure that we do is we send you a reminder to go to the website, complete the form, pay online, and get your receipt so that you bring your receipt with you. Your allowance for, if you could everybody please mute if you're not talking. Thank you. So yeah, your allowance for check-in luggage is 20 kilograms. We will need to convert that to pounds, but we will convert it to pounds for our USA people, so that you know. And you might need to bring extra $25 for extra luggage. And okay, so for those who may want to also purchase outfits, I might suggest that you might want to buy some of the ethnic outfits, maybe in Ilorin or Lagos. We will set that up for you as well, so that you don't have to. We will bring the markets to you so that you don't have to go to the market. Let's just put it that way. We don't want you to stress. Now, if you want to experience the markets, your host will be happy to take you to experience the market. But we have a very, very short timeline in Ilorin, so we will bring the markets for you so that you don't have to go to the market. Let's see. Let me make sure that I have addressed everything that needs to be addressed. If there's anything else, any experience that you are wondering that you've had about in Nigeria, and then you say, oh, would I be able to do this or have this or do that? Could you please send an email to captc@cop.ufl.edu and let us know that experience that you would like, that we are not providing already. And we will look for ways, if it's possible and it's safe, we will look for ways to ensure that you get that experience. And yes, so is there anything else? I think I've pretty much covered. We are doing everything possible. There's going to be Wi-Fi at your hotel, and we're doing everything possible to provide you with Wi-Fi at the conference as well. So there's no need to worry. If you have the need that you want to be able to, call locally, we will make it available to you so that you can buy this SIM card, and then you will be able to make calls locally if you have such need to make calls locally. Okay. I think there's a new message. Okay, the new messages are private messages to me. I think I pretty much covered everything that is not private. Okay. Is there anything else? Any questions that we can help you? This is going to be the last call we are going to have. So please ask any questions that you want to ask. There's no question that is too minor. Ask any questions that you want to ask. You can still email the CAPTC email, but please understand that at this point in time, the headquarters is really, really overwhelmed with a lot of activities. You can imagine, doing 2 conferences alongside with all our other research programs is very tough. So if you email us, we may not even be able to get back to you till 2, 3, 4 days. So please ask the questions that you want to ask right now. We are recording this and we are going to send it out to everybody. So it might be something that you have an answer to, but you may think other people might want answer to it. So if you ask it, it's going to be answered on recording, and we're going to send this out. So if you have any other questions, please let us know.
There's one question about having large amounts of money or using credit cards in most places.
So you can use credit cards, for example, at the big hotels like Sheraton for the Lagos conference. Outside those hotels, nobody's going to take your credit card. If you need to change money so that you will have local money, we have made arrangements to have somebody be there to change the money for you. So you don't have to go out. You just need to let us know. We have made arrangements to have somebody on site, and probably at your hotel, we would announce when you check in. We will try as much as possible. Kim, please remind me, or tell Ruth to remind me, so that we list the time that the person who can help you change money would be at your hotel, so that you can change money at your hotel.
Okay.
You can change money at your hotel. So I would suggest just change money, like, in bills that you know that you're going to get, but we will make that arrangement for you to be safe, to have somebody on site at your hotel to make the change, for you at your hotel. In addition to that, if you arrive in Ilori,
Sorry, what about we that we are already in Nigeria, that we are coming to the program? Maybe, for example, like me, I'm already in Lagos, and I will attend the Learning Conference. Is there any arrangement for we that we're already in Nigeria and coming down to learn?
You are the host. We are not making arrangement for you. Just kidding. Well, I mean, what kind of arrangements are you talking about? So, I mean, you know the flight, or it could be by road. Could you be a little bit more specific about what you would want us to do?
Okay, it's not about transportation. It's by road, so it's like 4 hours from Lagos, and I'm trying to say maybe the accommodations and.
Yeah. Well, if you have so for those who have submitted travel awards, the first thing that we did is that we provided travel awards to those who are outside of West Africa, because they are going to be our guests, right? So we took care of them first. By October 15, we are going to be providing travel awards, including accommodations, to those in West Africa. So it's not out yet, but we will provide. Okay. So that's what you meant, right?
Yes. Okay. Another thing is that for example, I submit an abstract, and my work was picked for presentation on that day. Then I did the registration, but I saw something on their face now, on the screen just now, where it said letter of approval of being to the conference. So I didn't get that. So that's what I'm trying to.
Okay. So have you paid for your registration?
Yes, I've done that.
That is generated immediately that you paid. Did you put in your email? Because I did my registration and it came directly to my email.
I put my mail.
Did you get it by email?
I just saw the confirmation letter of payment.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, the confirmation letter of payment from the division of conference that's what we get. So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But there's something of day 1, day 2. As is it, there's a registration for each different day for the conference? Or?
No. You just do registration. You will be able to attend all the everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you will be able to attend everything. Okay. And another thing that I wanted to say was that for those who have pre-registered, to make things easy for you, this is actually going to be for those who are going to be arriving by November 6th. We are going to set up registration at your hotel, so that you can get your packet at your hotel. So you don't have to go queue or line up for registration.
Another thing I want to ask is that, like, if I'm coming now, are we try to take care of my own accommodation, like look for hotel myself, since I'm coming from Nigeria? Should I plan that myself, or is an arrangement?
Did you apply for travel award?
No.
Okay, if you didn't apply for travel award, the travel award is closed at this point in time. So I would say go to the website and you know, you might want to take care of that.
Is travel award closed now? That's me.
Yes, it's closed. The travel award closed a while ago.
Yeah, I wanted to. I think I don't know if I applied, but then it was asking for registration, so then I've not registered. So
yeah, could you, since this is specific to you, do you mind just emailing or talking to Ruth? On the conference website, Ruth's local phone is listed, I believe. Okay. Yeah, so Ruth is in Nigeria. She's in Lagos. She can actually talk to you about that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have applied for travel award, that's what I said, that we were going to be considered those who are in West Africa in October, from October 15, because we realized those who are coming afar have to make their arrangements way ahead of time. So by October 15 is when we first say. So I think you should follow up with Ruth, or just email us and we would put you in contact with Ruth. Okay.
I mean the Ruth's mail, like his email address.
Just email CapTC. It's on the website, captc@cop.ufl.edu. It's on the website. So go to the website, yes, and email CapTC and just say that you have additional questions, you would like to be contacted to the local person or to Ruth, and they will an email will be sent linking you with Ruth.
Okay.
You got it?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions? Great questions. We don't want to say that we are ignoring the people in West Africa, but so I'm glad that you answered, you asked your questions. Any other questions, comments? Well, so somebody asked a question about travel award notification for East Africa also on October 15th. To be honest with you, let me take a look at that, because I thought that we did East Africa. I will take a look at that. Nisa and Kim, the travel award acceptance ended on October 1st, right?
Yeah.
Could you send me right away the slots that we have, or how many slots that we have open?
Okay, we'll do that.
So I can, we haven't done East Africa.
Yeah, everything that was included for travel awards notification included all of the countries outside of Nigeria.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So I would, so if you are in East Africa and you did travel awards and you haven't gotten anything from us, please email captc@cop.ufl.edu. Please email us, because I thought that we did everybody outside, most probably Nigeria.
I would say, yeah, check your spam folders. Those went out like 2 weeks ago. So if you don't find it, let us know.
Oh, no. From Dr. Rames, there will be shuttle from the hotel to the conference sites. So you won't be walking. Nobody's going to be walking. We are going to provide shuttle. The University of Ilorin has prepared fully for this. So there is going to, as soon as you come in, you will get from the hotel the shuttle schedule that takes you from your hotel to University of Ilorin. So all that would be ready for you to pick up at your hotel. And I also want to say, at each of the hotel, you are going to have a local organizing committee present at the hotel. So you will have one person at least one person who is part of the local organizing committee at each of the conference hotels. So if you have any questions, troubleshooting, or anything that you need, you will have somebody right there to help answer any of your questions. As I said, we do not want anybody going out, wandering out by themselves. If you have any unique needs, you want to do anything, please let us know and we will organize something for you. We will organize for you to have the best experience that you need to have. The hotel does include breakfast. Yes, the hotel includes breakfast for each of the evenings that we have in Ilorin. There's a social event, so you would be well fed. I don't think you would need to buy food. So just remember, your hotel includes breakfast. Each of the hotels include breakfast. So before you get ready to be picked up by your shuttle, just make sure that you eat breakfast before you leave. You need to eat breakfast. Okay, I think I've pretty much answered almost everything. If you are staying in the hotel, thank you, Dr. Reams. If you are staying in a hotel and you're staying there with your spouse or travel companion, they are allowed to eat as well. As long as you're staying in that hotel, breakfast is free for you. Okay. For those of us flying from Lagos to Ilorin on the 6th, you will arrive the same day. The flight from Lagos to Ilorin is about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it's the same day. It's about 45 minutes flight. Very short, very smooth flight. I've taken it with very pleasant people on there. Outstanding pilots. I've taken that flight. It's very good. So you leave around 6 o'clock and then you land at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock and you land at 7:45 a.m. So for those of you who are getting there on the 6th, Dr. Kokola, we need to just sort of arrange some outing for people there, if you don't mind, for those who are getting there the day before. So we will arrange for mini excursions for you at Ilorin. You will fall in love with Ilorin. It's very beautiful. So thanks for that, Jason. Okay. Any other questions?
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, this is Charles from Africa.
Okay. Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm sure I missed from the beginning of the discussion.
It has been recorded and it will be sent out, so you will have a chance to listen. But if you have any quick question, we'll be happy to answer the question.
Oh, I was just wondering, I'm in South Korea. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm in South Korea. I'm attending SIU conference in Seoul. And you said you sent some travel grants, or what did you say?
We sent some travel grants, so you should have received it if you apply for travel grants.
I did. Where did you send through?
To your email.
To my email.
Yes.
Then
Please
I'll
check your email. Please check your email. If you have not received notification, if you are not in Nigeria.
Yes.
If you are not in Nigeria, you don't live in Nigeria, and you have not received your travel award information, please follow up and email captc@cop.ufl.edu as soon as possible before we give away all the travel awards. I'm sure they came to you, they might be in your spam box or something like that, but just email captc@cop.ufl.edu in case you didn't get it. Okay, we'll be happy to look into it. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Kim or Nisa, can you get to your Word, share the screen and put the captaincy email on it so that everybody can see it?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So I want to make sure, Dr. Rims, I'm addressing your questions very well. For spouses and travel companion who are not traveling, who are not registered for the conference, there are two ways. You may not want to participate in the conference while at Ilorin, so we will make sure that we have, things for you to do, in which case you will be able to, your meal is on your own. Companions, if you are coming to the conference, you just need to pay a minimal fee that covers your meals. That's it. We're not going to charge you for conference materials or anything. We will, just charge you, locally. We are working it out. Whatever covers your meals, and you can pay daily or you can pay throughout the conferences. Does that answer your question, Renee? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you can now see on the screen the email, where you can email us if you have not received your travel award. If you are living in Nigeria, you would not have received your travel award.
Yeah,
if you are outside Nigeria or West Africa and you have not received your travel award, please email experience that is already not as part of the excursion. Please email us ahead of time so that we can plan for this. So for example, there are beautiful private beaches and public ones in Nigeria. If you would like to visit, please let us know. It will require that, of course, you charter a driver to take you. We will help you arrange that. We have very trustworthy people that we work with who would, give you that experience. If you would like a private tour of some areas, we can set that up for you, but just email us on time so that we will be able to put this together for you. So email us what you would like to do and the day that you would like to do it so that we can put this together. Any other questions? Okay, we are looking forward to hosting you in Nigeria for our American, European, and Caribbean Black brothers and sisters. I would like to encourage you, if you have not done your DNA testing, if you want to do it and see whether you are connected to Nigeria. I've had a couple of people that have reached out to me that they have the Nigerian DNA gene. And because I have sort of made plans to arrange a naming ceremony for a very close friend of mine, we will be happy to include you in the naming ceremony and give you a Nigerian name. So if you want to, please feel free, go get your DNA tested and see whether you have some Nigerian DNA in you. You are going to have a fabulous time. It's going to be great. And please email us and let us know whether there's any way that we can make your stay in Nigeria to be very productive and to be very pleasant. Thank you so much. We look forward to hosting you. Thank you.